Shri Ganesh, Gauri Ganesh,
Uma Mahesh, Parvati Nandan Shri Ganesh,
Gauri Ganesh, Uma Mahesh, Parvati Nandana Shri Ganesh,
Gauri Ganesh, Uma Mahesh, Parvati Nandan Shri Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Shivanandana Ganapati Ganesh,
Shivanandana Ganapati Ganesh,
Gauri Ganesh, Uma Mahesh, Parvati Nandana Shri 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 Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam
Sharanam
Ganesh,
Ganesh,
Sharanam Ganesh, Sharanam Ganesh,
Shivanandana Ganapati Ganesh,
Shivanandana Ganapati Ganesh,
Gauri Ganesh, Uma Mahesh, Parvati Nandana Shri 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 Ganesh,
Parvati Nandana Shri Ganesh,
Parvati Nandana Shri Ganesh.
He Nanda Nanda Gopal, Ananda Nanda Gopal,
He Nanda Nanda Gopal, Ananda Nanda Gopal,
He Nanda Nanda Gopal, He Nanda Nanda Gopal,
Ananda Nanda Gopal,
He Nanda Nanda Gopal,
Ananda Nanda Gopal,
He Nanda Nanda Gopal,
Ananda Nanda Gopal, Ananda Nanda Yagunanda Nanda Gopal, हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यदुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद गोपाल आनंद 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 नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद गोपाल आनंद 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 नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद आनंद नंद यगुनंद नंद गोपाल
हे नंद नंद गोपाल आनंद नंद गोपाल हे नंद नंद गोपाल
आनंद नंद गोपाल
प्रेम से बोलो श्री विष्णु भगवान की जय. This morning as we get set, everybody welcome to Bhagwat this morning. Before we go into our discourse, as we sing and chant, because of it is the Ekadasi morning. I'll talk a little bit about this Ekadasi and what are the benefits and blessing to you and I. But part of it is to sing and celebrate the Lord. This morning I have some young people with me, tired people, sleepy people, but they have their bhajan. I'm going to ask them to sing and chant one song, and then we'll get into our discourse this morning. Two, three.
Gopala, Gopala, Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, Nacho, Nacho, Jai Nandalala, Nacho, Nacho, Jai Nandalala. Gopala, Gopala, Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, 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 Nacho Gopala, Nacho, Nacho, Jai Nandalala, Nacho, Nacho, Jai Nandalala. Ruma Juma Nacho Gopala.
Give me one.
Dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim nache bolana.
Dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim nache bolana.
Dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim nache bolana. Nache bolana,
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 nache bolana.
dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim 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 nache bolana.
Mridanga bole Shiva Shiva Shiva
Shiva Shiva
Shiva
bole,
Shiva Shiva
Damadu bole Hara 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 Om
Padamaru Bole Hara Hara Hara
Dina bole Sai Ram Sai Ram
Sita bole,
Sai Ram Sai Ram
Nache bolana
nache bolana,
Nache bolana
Nache Bholana
Nache bolana
Nache Bholana
Nache bolana
Nache Bholana
Om dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim Nache bolana
dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim nache bolana.
Dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim Nache bolana
Dimita dimita dim dimita dimita dim nache bolana.
Nache bolana
Nache bolana.
Prem Solo Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Sit down, everybody. Let's all stand for invocation and opening arti. Sachin, would you have a better phone clamp we could use for this? Something maybe like on your show. Sitaram, and welcome to everybody online as we get set this morning on this Ekadasi morning to do, which, 16? 16th session of Bhagwat. Everybody put your hands together as we start this morning. As we ask God for His choicest blessings, as we wave that divine life, dear Lord, as we get set to offer not only the prasad and these choice items, but also ourselves, we ask you on this very auspicious day, Dev Sayani, Hari Sayani, Ekadasi today, comes one day for the year. And it is because of this time, this auspicious time, one of the reasons why we selected this week to do the Bhagwat at the ashram here. Prabhu, may you bless that all your shooters, all your children that endeavor to do your worship today, may you bless them. May you bless those that are looking on, listening to the katha, that may be at a distance, be with them as well. Hari Om Sajam cha varti sanyuktam
Grahina yojitam bayam
Deepam grihana devesham
Trayokya simidapam
Jai Jai
भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
हरि ज्ञान
Everybody, let's sing together.
यही
Hari Jnana Yahi Vardhana Yahi
जग के मंगल के
Aarati
पापियों को पाप
से है तारती जय
भागवत भगवान की है आरती
हो
पापियों को पाप से तारती
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत श्रापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला
शांति गीत
पावन पुनीत
पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला
है सुख करनी है दुख हरने
है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी
ये मधुसूदन के आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती है भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
ये मधुर बोल जगपंद कोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
मधुर बोल जगवंत कोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
सबके महिमा के आरती जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से तारती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती ओम गजाननम
भूतगणादिसेवितं
कपेत जम्बो
फलचालभक्षिताम्
उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकम्
नमामि विघ्नेश्वर
पादपङ्कजं very good oh सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये good job babe
शिवे सर्वार्थ साधिके
शरण्ये
त्र्यम्बिके गौरी
नारायणी
नमोस्तुते गुरुर्ब्रह्मा
गुरुर्विष्णु
गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा
साक्षात्
परं ब्रह्मा
तस्मै श्री
गुरुवे नमः
ॐ नमो
भगवते वासुदेवाय
sing again ॐ नमो
भगवते वासुदेवाय
one more time ॐ नमो
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Everybody, please have your seats as we continue in worship this morning. This morning, just to touch for the benefit of children who may not understand. Somebody asked me, Baba, of all the weeks in the holiday, how come, we wanted to do the Yagna this time? From a practical sense, to answer that question for everybody's benefit, everybody's finished with the school term, they're home, more likely they could come and take part. One, when we check for Yagya, I'm divulging the proper way to know. Please listen, children, one day or you'll have to book a prayers. It is very good to book a puja, a yagya like this, based on convenience. For example, if it coincides with your birthday or a good moment, anniversary, a positive time, I agree. Everybody wants to celebrate, especially if you love the Lord. But when you are doing prayer, it must have a objective parameter that has to be met, so that the energy, the vibration, for those of you, God bless you, you get to come to the ashram, you feel the difference. For the people who have been toiling with us over the years to do the worship, to do the prayer, to get this done, you would feel every year as you get into it, as you're doing it, the work is the same, sometimes more. One year we did 10 gift bags for children. When you go from 10 to 50 is obviously more labor to lift, to put, etc. And just that example. But when you choose the right time to do prayer, the return on the prayer is the feeling that you get when you enter the place, when you close your eye. If you tell me somebody comes in a yug where you check it properly, and you tell me, Pandit, I don't know now, boy, I feel like when I come there, I just enjoy it so much, I just feel to sleep. That is not a bad thing, you know. What is happening is, imagine, okay, if I don't do my job, to put it in an example form, if I don't do my morning job, if I jump up on the Singhasan, and I go to hug somebody's baby, the child will want to push away and bawl. Consider what I'm saying, because we see it. It is a response. But let the same person go and do the relevant job, and the same child wants to come now. Play with me. Keshava, who every child go bawl when they go by, somehow could tolerate the person. It is an example that you could see with your eyes, something is different, something has changed. And the change is the energy. Just like how, let me just say, another way you could see that. Have you ever noticed the pothong, as we say in Trinidad, the loose dog, the stray dog on the road? If you come from prayers or you have parasad in your hand, that animal will never bite you. You're going to offer a stray dog now something. See the moment. The dog will calm down, the tail goes down, take the parasad. Might be frightened, if anything. As you back away, the dog will come. But if somebody is walking the road now, no pray, not puja moment, the same dog might growl back, want to, bark at somebody passing on the street, arbitrary, not interfering with the house, the owner, or most important, the dog. The dog is the last thing this animal is being affected, but the first to bark. Hinduism says certain things respond to the frequency. Last night, we touched on it. When the person is taking the energy of the fire or the diya, and you are passing it on your body, I want you to tell me, what are you doing that for? I have a wavelength, I have an aura. You see it in the religious picture, when you see that glow permeating from the divine. Me and you could have it, or it could be a deficiency. You go to the funeral, you went, you talk, you mix, you rub shoulders, and when you finish, you're feeling weak, sleepy, heavy, lethargy. And when Pandit Rajendra comes just now and he starts to jare people, and he starts to pass the peacock feather on you, or the kush grass, depending on what you're sick with, and he's saying the prayer, somehow you rebound. You start to feel good. You feel different, energized now. I could open my eyes, as we just say locally. This is the prayer. This is the power of that prayer, energizing your system. Now apply that instead of jarring to yagya. When you are going to book a yag, one of the parameters we look at is something called Agni Vyas. Agni Vyas, not Vyas like sitting here. Vyas meaning sitting, where he is. There are three options. He can be in the earth, where we are, he can be in the heavenly region, or he could be in Patal, or the lower region. So we want that when we're doing all that havan, the core to this yag, Sitaram, the yagya is that puja, that havan. Notice in everything that I'm doing, we could modify, we could change the decoration, you could change the menu, but we don't interfere with that prayer. That prayer has to be constant. In the ashram here, for those of you that are looking on, whilst I'm reading, devotees are doing Gayatri jap, different type of mantras, depending on their circumstance. The havan, we want Agni Dev to come like the mailman. And this is, I'm explaining this from the perspective, when we choose convenience over correct, you are robbing yourself. If I take a day when Agni is in Patal Lok, there's nothing to pick up. There's the postman, he does not pick up the offerings that you are giving into the fire. So the place feels choked, it feels stagnant. You feel as if I'm doing the prayer, but for those days when he's in Patal, especially if it is when you are putting the stuff inside the Kalsa, when you are starting a yag, that's the day my name is Keshava Gosain, I live in Hindustan and I'm praying for the ability to overcome sickness, Krishna Arpan, inside the Kalsa. But when I put it and I'm doing all my job, the initial installation, imagine I have Ganesh Utsav coming up and I have the day the Murtis coming into the temple to start the prayer. But Agni is in Patal. He has to be the witness when you do wedding, when you're doing a cremation, when you are doing any sanskar. If I do not properly invite the fire, the witness, one, for the puja, two, the energy that cleans the aura of the place and the people. You would feel as if I start my prayer, but this place heavy, boy, things breaking, people falling out. Agni is not there to take up what you offer to carry it. So when you hear somebody say, we are checking to see if it is good time, what primarily is the measurement of all the things we can look at, meaning the nakshatra or the star? You could have, you see how the guy next door is putting up that roof? He checked to see if there is something called panchak, which we hear a lot about in funeral. 5-star days, that is bad for burning and doing roof work. If it is not panchak, go ahead, 10 to 1 is a good day for it. For this year, you try to look for a day, yes, that is good, but when we want to start, we want Agni to be on the earth. Where he goes in the course of 7 days would be up into heaven, carried for them. So from the earth where we're doing the Havan, take it for the Devtas, then come back to carry it for the Patal where the Pitras, etc. reside in. So that way, the natural flow of I give something, it goes somewhere. And that is where, when we do puja, when we do puja, you see that rain? You see how them children playing? It looked like God. Here we to say, not me, you. It looked like God pleased with my prayer. It looked as if God happy, boy. Look how the rain drizzle a little bit. When moments like that happen, you start to feel the energy, you feel a peacefulness. So if children come and they're happy, one reaction that you can measure. Another one, the person feels so calm, they might stay and very, very easily feel to sleep. Another way, you feel to eat, yeah, you just want to stay and relax, you don't want to go. That energy is feeding, you are feeding on something. And if you're not careful, if you never know what it is to have good experience in prayer, then you will do prayer any day, anytime, and tell yourself, well, you know what, I did the puja, the flag went up, but I wouldn't know the finer art of doing prayer properly. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Today is something called Dev Shani Shayani Ekadasi. Ekadasi is again in the bright and dark half of the fortnight. There are 14, 15 days, and the 11th day, Ekadasi, means the 11th day. You have 2 for each Hindu month. Each fortnight has one, as I said. This one, when the person is going to listen to the discourses that we so happen to be touching today in the Bhagwat, the person gets the forgiveness of sin. The person who is able to offer fruits to Lord Vishnu today, the person who is able to fast today, no matter what mistake the person made, like what we heard about last night and in the daytime, meaning I harmed children, I forsake when I was younger, I didn't have patience, and I made mistakes. As a woman, I committed abortion up to that. In marriage, I cheated. In relationship with brother and sister, I was cruel, I was not supportive. In the job, I cheated my employer, I cheated my employee. In any circumstance or in any walk of life, I did something that was incorrect. And this is more dealing with the bad sins. I killed many chickens in the course of my job. Imagine the person who, Baba, you know, to be frank, I just work in a pluck shop. I work mining on, because last night I talked about it. Is it that these people who do this for a living, the person who works as an abattoir, and they sell the animal parts, to be honest, how do these people who have, based on our faith, if you don't believe in it, that's different. But if you believe that by causing pain on an animal, I'm going to experience trouble. Yes, there is karma, but there's also a way for a person to exchange or change their karmic burden. This day is one of the days when people do the worst of sins truthfully. By the reason of this date, the person who listens by listening to the Katha of Mahavishnu in the month of Ashad in the bright half, when Lord Vishnu in particular is going to come as Vaman, or the dwarf, the baby, the short form, that person is able to overcome, wipe, take a reprieve of past accumulated sin. For this reason, the person wants to help feed people, feed animals. For those of you at home, maybe I don't have the recipes, the fancy Indian food, paratha and etc. It does not say that here, that you need that. That is a tradition. If I go outside with bird seeds or a piece of bread, depending on what you have or could afford, if I go and feed the fishes in the pond or the aquarium home, all of this constitute feeding life. If after listening to our discourse as the day progress, you get to do his puja, put a tulsi leaf at a minimum. Today I'll ask Pandit Adesh, after this first prayer, maybe when we are preparing, so you have to move there now, preparing for the Bedi, we have different shaligram, you could put it by the Govardhan, and if you would allow, support your people, not to touch hand now, but one by one who is able to do Govardhan and shaligram prayer because of the Ekadasi. If we did Thursday yesterday, consider this, Thursday traditionally we say is Vishnu's day. It is not the only day we could do a Gita part. Truthfully, Krishna and Vishnu could be done any day. So if I did it yesterday knowing that today is going to be this Ekadasi day that comes one day for the year, we would have been robbed, because now we have this day. We have this opportunity to do the worship. So each person has their problem. Whilst we are touching for convenience, when you do, even husband and wife, when you take your hand and put your little chandan, your gopi chandan and the different things with the cow urine mixed in that chandan, when you anoint the Lord, the health that you have or you're praying for, that is what the help is going to come. That is what we want to do today. As we go on, you will hear in our next session where I really get into the prayer, the making. How does a person make the Vaman? What is the history of that? And how did that come? Principle of Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Everybody, let's do our couple of lines of our Sumiran before we go into Katha. Ready? Are you singing with me? Everybody put your hands together. Redhi Siddhi Datta Siddhi Sadhana Vadana Vadana Sumiro Badamban Madana Kadana Kelalakum Ganapati Kripa Nidan Jnana Kani Ananda Bhavana Dehu Mohi Varadan
Vadino Bhasha Bhagavata
Jai Shivananda Kanda
Bhutanatha Bhavabhayaharana
Bhakti Vishaya Nilavan
Puravaradana Mangalakarana
He Branja Chandra Mukunda
Brajabhushana Dushana Harana
Katahu bhavaya panda. Jai 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 Jagadisha.
सेवत शेष महेश जा
Mahima mita beva. Riddhi Siddhi Data. Sumiro Barambar. Sumiro Barambar. Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. This morning we enter into, we're going to spend today doing this our 6th day of Bhagwat. Oh my God, this year's Bhagwat already finished. We are doing Skand 8 today, everybody, because of this Ekadasi. By listening to the forms, the formation of this form, a very easy discourse, but this is the first incarnation of Lord Vishnu. This is at the very beginning. There's no Ram, there's no Krishna, there's no Narsingh, there's none of these forms that associate in that picture over there with Hanuman Baba, where he is in the boar head when he destroys Hiranyaksh. Last night we did Hiranyakashipu's demise with the Narsingh form. This is a very simple, easy form, but in it we will get to do something called the Suktam for the herbs, where we're praying that, dear God, this is a prayer specified in the Tritiya Samhita of the Rig Veda. There's 9 verses, but the person in this prayer is asking that, O Agni, O Surya, O Vishnu, please, you who are sitting in the herbs, in the medicine that I use, please activate, please work, please allow this to heal and help me. So there are many people who have disease, as you will hear, I'll explain it for you. One of the verses says, may you allow me to become successful beyond fighting in my body, such as the circulation. Allow me to win. Allow me to win when we are talking about development or growing, when a person cannot make good white cell or red cell, depending on what they're saying, and the bone marrow in your leg bone is starting to timber down, slow down. It is causing problems, and there are many parts of the body we want growth, we want maintenance. For the girl whose hormones, you're at that point where we are going from perimenopause because of age to menopause, and depending on what it is doing to your head, to your temperature, to your water retention, this is a prayer that is chanted to bring back balance. Sayana, hence Sayani, the Dev Sayani, it means the alternative to sickness, that you are the one who could save life. You are the one to maintain life. You are the one who, when a person calls upon you like a hunter holding a venomous snake, the person is able and capable of stopping it from doing its work. In the same way, I call on you in that form, and I'm asking you to please, before it gets away from me, before my health goes too far into the darkness, please help me. So this morning, in the course of our doing, that is one of the prayer we'll focus on. Chapter 24 begins where Raja Parikshit is asking, you have been talking for 8 skand now. A lot of discourses. Thank you, Guruji, for all that you have given to me thus far. I feel as if I am accumulating so much of spiritual wealth. I now realize that I really did not know so many things, so much. But I have one question this morning. Why did the Lord, who is is capable of knowing future and present, past. Why did the Lord take a fish form? Of all the creatures that he could have taken to navigate the circumstances that were there, because of, usually I hear you say there's a demon or a bad guy, but why a fish? Why did he take this fish form, or what we call Matsya? Matsya is again the first form. Before he started to take human form, he takes a pure animal. This animal, this fish, it has very little communication. It has very little intelligence in terms of choosing or having cognitive sense. Last night we saw a half lion, a half man, and the problem with that form, to control the form like an animal, like a lion, it becomes very difficult. As we get from an animal like the fish, like the tortoise in the Vishnu story, you come to half form where there is some communication between the devotee and the Bhagwan. When you reach further now, Parasram, very high-tempered. When you reach the Ram into Krishna, very calm. It is a development, also showing the development as time is passing, the genetic order. When you hear people talk about prehistoric man in terms of our strengths and our ability as time is passing. For example, in one discourse that is reflected in Mahabharata, but you hear it in the Bible as well, of giants. This one of the sons of Bhim, Gatukach, is described as a huge individual, a huge giant. When you hear about there's Gayasur is the person we go, because of him, he says he wants people to come and do the prayer on top of his chest. So when they buried him in the earth, till today, when you go Gaya to do Shrad, you don't get a baby, you do it right on the ground. So in those places, you go to the bank of the river. When I went to do Mami one, we were on the ground. Imagine a palm leaf then, on the floor. And it is said that when you do your prayer, this type of prayer, Nandi Mukh normal Parivan Shrad, etc., that the person gets immediate liberation because of that discourse of this giant. As time is passing in God's creation, people start to get smaller. So you will find in our grandparents' time, people were somehow more tall. But as time is passing, the height of people is slowly tapering down, as it had been done evolutionary-wise in previous times. In our world today, for example, you will hear people say one of the rarest hairstyle or hair type is people who have long red hair, like the Irish hair, the Scottish type people hair. That hair, that type of hair is slowly being erased. It is not being propagated. Not many people are being born with it. So genetically, the face of humanity is changing. One day, maybe in the times of our children, grandchildren, years-wise, there will be nobody with red hair, natural red head person. Those traits slowly finish. In my personal family, my father had gray cat eye. I have two aunts, my father's sisters living. One has blue, turquoise blue eye. The next one has a kind of emerald green eye. But because of genetic changing now, all of my generation, grandchildren, everybody have brown eyes. So the times in Trinidad where you would have seen a cross between features of white and Indian, the Indian trump certain phenotype or description or the expression of the genes, so that when brown and brown, only brown will come. So in time, certain traits will disappear. In simple as Marugas, that emancipation is coming up. In the back of Marak, there's a village that still have the cat eye, that still have the hair texture of when Columbus' ship landed in Marak. Until today, those people still have the color. Their skin is very dark, but their eyes, they look as if they're Caucasian. But not everywhere that gene resilience is present. Part of this discourse talks about as man is evolving, in some ways good, in some ways bad, genetic change is also reflected in the forms of Lord Vishnu. That God evolves. He did not come in one form or a stable type of form, but he comes in any form to do his work, depending on the burden of unrighteousness at the time. In this discourse, which is the first place where Vishnu Baba comes, O Parikshit, please listen. He is the person who takes or assumes a form to protect the good people, the praying people, all the sadhu, all the brahmana, the pandit, purohit, etc., practicing havan because of their exercise of offering prayer into the fire. Gita says it. The energy is being offered. You and I do it. You know, when we do havan, there's a mantra at the end, Om Puranamida Puranamidam. That praise is a very funny praise. Let's just say this bell, just for you to understand what you just do. In the last offering, if the bell is the God, let's call, instead of saying the word God, let's say everything. You're a piece, this bell is a piece of the everything that makes up that stand, this wall, etc. I am taking a piece of my apple that I am doing havan with. But in the prayers, it says I am taking a different part, a part of the everything, and I am giving it back to the everything. And I am praying that this everything expands to bring about things, it sounds funny, from the everything in the way I need it. If today my pants needs to change, I need a new pants, from the everything manifests that I must get what I need. If my child has a sickness and I need that sickness to go away, change this form into health. A doctor might advise me, somebody might help save me, but change everything. You is the makeup. In genetics, they will say the carbon structure. Change your physical, change your ability to be wanting into anything to support life. Change into the house. I'm praying, I wish I could get a house. I wish I could build a house. I wish I could save some money. Change from this into that what I need. Please accept my prayer. And then you'll say Swaha. He says in this form, he shows how malleable or changeable, to use a word that children might understand, depending on the circumstances or the need of the creation. Let's hear what happens in our first slok as we go this morning. Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama 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 Sita Rama Rama Rama
Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram.
He Bhakta Vishnu Ratatin Bhagavan Vadarani Uvachetam Vishnu Margaye Sataye Yati Yat Kritayatam Govindati Sita Rama Rama Ram
Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram
Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram.
Hayagrivyate nidraye danu Shitala yogi varsha brahma par mukte nipati veraye ate Gyanta hridaya vindrayati Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram
Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama Ram
Sita Rama Rama Ram Sita Rama Rama से बोलो विष्णु भगवान की जय. When the kalp had ended, the time, one kalp is the 4 yug, Satyug, Dwapar, Treta, Kali Yuga. When that Kali Yuga finished, that is one kalp. When that first kalp had finished, Brahma disappears from the vision of all the sons, the munis, etc. He goes in a remote place so as to get a rest, literally to sleep, to close his eyes. However, this has happened before. And when he happens, when he happens to go for this rest, sometimes when he's in different state, meaning levels of consciousness based on what we've spoken about, dreaming, things are manifesting from his body. In one discourse, you will hear about Vastu coming from the nostril as he's breathing out. In this discourse, as he's yawning, the different samhita of the Ved is being created. The different suktam that we'll chant today is being created and is floating out. And his Narad and his other sons come and they capture, let's just say a floating page, they capture it, or the sound energy, and they dedicate it to create the Ved. This is one way, one time the Ved was created. If you are careful as a Hindu and somebody says, well, the Vedas is truly our guide, if you ask yourself, do you know how the Vedas was started or created? We have a book, agreed. But where did this book come from? This is the first piece of information I want you to remember. From the lips of Brahma, based on the conversation he has with the goddess, with Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva, at different moments in the kalp while time is passing. Now it is manufactured in the form of not necessarily a book like what me and you would know. Remember, in previous times, people did not have books prior to the printing press. What they had was the guru. And when the guru is talking, the person listens and will recite. So if I say, for example, Shri Guru Charana Saru Jaraja, these children would start Shri Guru Charana, and they would sing it back to the Godfather. So the way of learning was by word, or by air, as you say it, listening, properly pronouncing. It is amazing what our people were able to support and keep just by that method. In other words, it was held in that way for thousands of years. But it's only when, in this Kali Yuga, when printing press and technology came about, people started to make books with paper, manufactured paper. Prior to this, leaves were used to write. In North India, when you are writing, you will see the letters very stiff, very straight, because of the nature of the leaf. But in South India, where they use Tamil and other type of language, the language has a slant, it has a floating effect because the leaf was softer and would move when they are writing, for example. In this part, whilst Brahma is making the book and it is coming out, there is a Danav or Parikshit by the name of Hayagriv. And as the prayer, as the first set of story, suktam, different type of prayer, is being manufactured, he started to catch the sound. He started to collect this information rather than let the devatas have it. And this will make them more powerful. I am going to keep it. Nobody else will have it. So that when somebody says how to do this, I want to have a prayer, I don't know how to do this prayer, could you give me a list? Could you give me some guidance or teaching? No, there is nothing to establish this list. There's nothing to teach you from. And with that now, imagine if I can't tell you to get the ghee that you're offering in the fire. Let's just say if I ask you, what type of ghee should we offer? Well, Baba, you know, I grew up offering cow ghee. Because one, the person, when I buy it from the farmer, I know for one that it's pure. In today's world, people manufacture oil by mixing oil and ghee with different primary oil or non-flavor, non-smell type of oil to make volume from a little purity. If a person, Pandit, what do you think about offering plant ghee? When a person offers plant ghee, it would still be good in terms of the blessing that I am making an offering of the fat that comes from the cells. I would still get something out of it, but I would not get the purification of karma that I'm looking for, because the cow byproduct is what cleans me. It is as if I'm going to do a ritual and I'm using the second best metal, the second best water, but I want first place in blessings. In the same way now, there's nothing to tell you which type of ghee, for children to understand me. There is nothing telling you what is the best way to progress or to get it in the flow of things. And he was the only one who had the prayer. And from time to time, he would use the knowledge to strengthen his side, to do prayer for his benefit. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva Ki Jai. Let's hear what happens when a great saint by the name of Satyavrat was praying to Lord Vishnu, asking for help, asking for protection. As the kalpa was closing, he's aware that certain dam, certain trouble, certain sickness is coming. Dear Lord Vishnu, please save me. Ya Devi Sarva Bhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye Namastasye
Namastasye Namo Namah Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Satchirupena Samskita
Yo asavita smritiyatam Mahakaleshu pravishyatam Shradev itiha vyahi sumant mera ye na vishwarup ye aati ya
Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shaktirupena Samskita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah
Rupena samsita Namastasye Namo Namah Very good. Prem se bolo Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. In this kalp, this Satya, true vrat, sacrifice. So his name is labeled after his habits of doing the prayer. You know, it have some people, well, you can't get gobar, you put saffron on top the bedi. Saffron meaning the little hill of saffron. Problem with that, just to be clear between us, people mistake physical cleansing, the cosmetic cleansing that we see they use saffron for. You will hear people say it is clean. But gobar is for spiritual cleansing, to cleanse the aura, cleanse the home, etc. So if a person does puja and they put the saffron hill, you will have a hill to offer chandan, perfume, etc. But you will not get the Lakshmi or the barakat that gobar has. And when a person does the worship at their home and they want mother to renew their family's health, bring family close, etc., they may not see it if you use that substitution. For that reason, the person who knows the truth about gobar and hardi does not interplay them. Satyavrat is grown as the person who knows the tenets of how to pray, and he is the type who does practice his prayer. In fact, he is given the position called Shradev. He is the one who is going to be the Yagna, or the Devta in charge when people are fasting, when people are making the promise. He is the one who is going to witness that, so that when it is time for blessings, there is no accountability problem. At one point, dear Parikshit, whilst he was doing worship in a river called Kritamal, he obtained a little fish. He saw the fish, and there's Chinese versions to this in their mythology, that the person went to the river, and a goodly poor person sees the little fish and picks it up. In the same way, this discourse is fashioned, that something was telling him, don't throw back the fish, don't hunt the fish, keep the fish as a pet. This young boy at this time, this person at this time, while he's collecting the water, the fish starts to speak to him. That, dear friend, dear child, I cannot remain in your hands, I will suffocate. Please throw me into a little container so that I will be able to eat something, I'll be able to be comfortable, I will be able to survive. If you do this for me, I will promise that I will one day gift you a great amount of blessing. And he did put from the handful into a bigger jar, a kamandal. But in a short period of time, the fish has grown now. In one day time, the fish grew from that, let's just say, to this. And he's squeezed now. Now the fish cannot move the way it is stuck inside this huge kamandal. He says, friend, please take me from here and put me in a bigger place. Hearing the piteous call of this animal, filled with pity, he takes out from the kamandal and he puts the person in a little pond like. But between 3 hours, he was nearly full this little garden spot, this little pond. And he says, please, my dear friend, please remember the gift that I am going to give you. Please come and aid me, rescue me, and put me in a place where I would be able to grow slowly but comfortably nonetheless. Let's hear what happens in this next slok, as when Shradev come the next morning, what is going on with this fish. फूलों में सज रही है श्री वृंदावन बिहारी और साथ सज रही है वृषभान के दुलारी तेरा समुकुट सर पर लखा किसी अदा से तेरा समुकुट सर पर लखा किसी अदा से सिंगा और साथ सज रही है वृषभान के निगाह से राधे 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 गोविंद राधे राधे
राधे राधे गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे राधे गोविंद राधे
राधे राधे राधे गोविंद राधे
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे
गोविंद राधे गोपाल राधे
राधे राधे राधे गोविंद 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 राधे
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Govinda Radhe.
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Govinda Radhe, Gopal Radhe.
Radhe, 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 Govinda 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 Radhe. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. When he put him inside from the Kamandal, when he put him inside the little pond, in short time, when he came back to check on the fish the next day, Mr. Fish had grown so big that the back of the animal is protruding out of the water. He assumes this huge form that nobody, the guy, Shradev, he is wondering, who are you? Who are you? But the fish does not respond to that. He says, if you leave me here, predators are going to come for me. You have to move me into something a little safer. Please, put me in a place where I'll be safe from all type of aquatic life, things that would eat me, alligator, shark, whatsoever. Place me in a different spot. And when he put him, he started to grow again. This time, Shradev says, it has to be that this is Vishnu. This person is only asking to get us safety, but he's becoming bigger. I have never seen or heard of this prowess of just an aquatic animal. I have never seen the miracle that I'm seeing here before with a fish. How is it in the space of a day you are tripling your body size? Now you are so broad, you are so big. Everybody put your hands together. Hari Om Namaste Purusha Kshetrastha Sthityai Tatyana Vedaha Bhagavani Re Shata Gramna Shri Vibhushana Vibhushitam. It is Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. He sat there watching this fish, and he started to call and say mantra, and he says, please reveal yourself. Tell me who you are. And in the moment, whilst he was praying, because of his natural inclination to pray, when things go different, the fish starts to speak to this person. Satyameva dhyanatam dharma dhira dharidrascha nitya heva yeyati trailokvya pataye nama. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. O slayer of enemies, on the seventh day, O you who enter Bhur, Bhuva, Swa, the different loks that exist. Today, I wish to know the history or the purpose of this form. Please tell me this secret so that I can have peace of mind. In this part, he says, because of the workings of higher grief, because of this demonic attack on Dharma, I have taken this form to free Mother Earth from higher grief's control, because he alone has the Vedic knowledge. He alone has the sacred formulas, and there's no way to get him to forget it, because he's not using a book, he's using his mind. For this reason today I have come, and I want to save not only the man, the human life, but also the plant life, or the Osadi Suktam, as we said before, is taken, the medicinal properties, etc. They must live on. Just as it is important for you and I to exist, it is also important that these plants also exist. Put your hands together as we do these verses this morning, as we're praying, as he would have done when the fish started to teach him, about the value of these shrubs that were grown. Hari Om Yajata Oshadeya Deve Bhyasa Guram Para Mandhami Bru Bruha Maham Shatadhami Saptaha Shatamno Garbhaya Namo Va Idam Shri Gadadaram Palanir Asvalam Apushpa Yakshap Apid Madhyam Matre Munchaya Dvadisam Om Situ Stane Swayam Yatir Yova Saram Gum Sanjaya Iti Shri Asvam Gwam Atmanam Ture Dvijature Idam Asva Param Om Ashwim now Asad Mase Soma Vitur Murdani Idam Vritha Idam Shanti Idam Namama Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai Lakshmi Mata ki Jai. He started there and he chanted this prayer. And whilst he's praying, he says, let not the digger or plant who is digging up the dirt, let their blade not touch your root. Forgive the person who harvests from a plant. And now instead of molding the plant, saving the plant, working towards this plant, the person damages the plant needlessly. Whether you are bearing fruit or you are barren, you have a very important role in my life. Please accept my prayer and bless me accordingly. In this way, he chanted, he taught. Imagine a fish talking and the human talking back. He chanted this Oshadi Suktam, Sitaram. And this is where when he had finished, taught him it. Lord Vishnu disappeared. But before he disappeared, he says, you need to sit down and chant this prayer and pray for help to come. So that when the universe is about to be submerged, Sitaram, the universe is about to be submerged, you will be spared. When time passed and Shradev had done his diligence praying constantly, his body is pushing the radiation, the light that we sometimes see. And Mahavishnu is sending this rain, and there comes a boat on the surface of the water holding the 7 or Sapta Rishi, that each person's family, we all come from a Rishi. When you hear people saying in prayers, Gotra is a fancy name for not your surname, but your family lineage. He says now the same focus is much relaxed. And what is happening on the boat that is coming as if it was propelled by power, because he cannot see a row or a rower. He sees that the monies are floating, the 7 of them are floating together as they have come close to where this Shradev is. When he watched the front, what he couldn't see in the water is the Matsya, the fish, with one horn on its forehead, pulling through rope now, pulling this fish where it needed to go. Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. When he saw it, and it looked so amazing, Matsya started to pray to Lord Vishnu in that moment. Hari Om Akcha Shashtu Ye Vinaya Pavanam Sharanam Padye Ya Devi Purushta Palasakhe Namo Nama Idam Shri achakshurasya yatharani kritanischa idam Shri Manmaha. Put all your hands together. You know this one. Mangalakaran Vishnu Stotra. Imagine somebody seeing something like a fish pulling a boat. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening next. Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu, Mangalam Gardatvaja, Mangalam Pundari Kaksha, Mangalaya Tanu Hari, Mangala Lakshmi Bhata, Shri Manmaha Pradhan Tanu Hari, Mangala Lakshmi Brat, Idam Lakshmi, Idam Jan Kavi, Janiki Kavir, Idam Shri Sundara Rogam, Mangalam Hanumanta Priyam, Mangala Param Nando, Mangalam Param Kshetra, Mangalam Padmanabhyo, Mangalaya Lochana, Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. He did the prayer, finished worship, calling him magnanimous, powerful enough to grow as a fish, encouraging faith, encouraging this is bigger and better than me. It's just I don't know the plan. When he had opened his eyes from the Akashvani above, it is said that he was told, go and sit in this boat. Get off the land, go and sit in the boat. That flooding is going to come. The rain had already started by that time, and the waters would rise. Make sure, O Shra Dev, O Priyavrat, take all the oshadi, take the herbs, do not leave them. Do not leave them to get damaged. Whilst he's now on the boat with the rishis, they say that all of them sang for the Lord. And more they sang, more he was happy. Whilst moving from place to place, the plant grows and people use these herbs to establish, maintain life on the boat. And when he comes off the boat after the flooding, there was so much flooding in this Hindu discourse that it is reminiscent of Noah and the ark. The person goes on the ship, life changes, and when they come back now, when the flood waters recede, this is where this Satyabrat takes the oshadis or the different herbs and he starts to plant on the surface for the benefit, livelihood, and life of all. Listening to this dialogue between this Satyabrat and Vishnu Baba is the personality of not only the rishis, but also time stood still while this conversation was running. So when people listen to this discourse early in the morning, when people sing, when this worship is being done, the person is able to go from where they are to a higher state of what? Peace. Sometimes when a person is doing prayer, they become full of anxiety or anxiousness. When God will come, when God will come. And you sometimes see it in a frustrated person in our discourse. When the person is waiting for somebody to come. Let's say, for example, she wasn't exactly frustrated, but you see the waiting in Shabri discourse, where the person has been getting up, cleaning, putting in simple language, waiting, waiting, waiting. If at home the person has a problem, if at home the person, I'm praying for this child to pass this, I'm praying to see improvement in this child, and this child is not changing, this child is not getting better, this business is not improving, my husband is not improving, and I feel like I'm giving up. The ability to sing, when this discourse in particular is being read, the person is sometimes really like they're on the ocean, in the boat, that Lord Vishnu is carrying you for a ride. Sometimes you go down into the valley of the wave when the water is really rough at sea. Sometimes you're climbing the clipping part of the wave and your body is feel like you have no control over this boat, are going wherever the boat carry me, are going. But the strong devotee, in all the turbulence in the waters of your life, not necessarily in the story alone, good days, bad days, not sure days, I don't know what's going to happen next kind of day, the person is able to still see the prayer, say it, recite it, believe in it. Depending on your age, your development becomes the main focus here. But the person who could sing on this Ekadasi, reading this Bhagwat discourse, it is blessing that person that you see the dark moments, just as how when all the loss of information due to higher grief had happened and nobody knew now how to conquer the problem, just as how Lord Vishnu comes and destroys higher grief as he did here. So on one part he's a boat, on the other part he attacks higher grief and destroys him, not Satyabrat, not the devotee. That person is saved. That person is allowed to do all that he has to do in terms of planting the herbs, re-establishing life. And what he prays for is peace and happiness. So too, the person who sings to Lord Vishnu or sings about this episode, that person would not be aware. That person will not know when the help, when the peace, when it is time for you to get your share of happiness. But that happiness will come. I bow to the fish form of Mahavishnu, the form that saves the universe from risk, trouble, difficult times, and in this case, difficult person. Blessed is the person who does this type of worship, that when you have a desire, when you have a problem, may you calmly, quietly, without throwing up your hands in the air, be able to navigate what has to be done, what needs to be done, without giving up. Too often in Kali Yuga, people say, well, we had this, we have that, I've gone in the hospital, I've gone and I'm fed up now. I am tired of the red tape. I am tired of doing all that I have to do. It is too difficult. But what our text say is that when you have difficulties, the person is able to overcome those difficult moments, harsh moments, hard moments by engaging in the right type of prayer. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. One way that we do that is this prayer called the Samast Pap Nasak Stotra. It is a prayer to Lord Vishnu that Agni Puran, coming from the mouth of Agni in a conversation with Vashish Muni, chant. When people commit several types of sin, like theft, murder, rape, minor sin, such as speeching of parents, hitting spouse, making mistakes, fighting brother or sister for land or for physical inheritance, this prayer is capable and able to help purify the person, but also bless them that they must be happy. Just for a couple of verses, please put your hands together as today is this Dev Shani Ekadasi. Vishnave, Vishnave, Nityam Vishnave, Vishnave Nama, Namami Vishnum Chindahasta Ahankar Gatim Harim, Chindasya Mesha Abhyakta Bhyakta, Idam Shri Shariram Vayu Vishnu Chita Gato Yamna Vishnu Buddhi Gyayascha Yaksha Gato Yaksha Pedha Vishnu Te Namo Namah. Om Shri Karoti Karma Bhuto Asau Shrishtam Charaha Idam Karo Prapya Vinashanti Shri Narayanti Taksmai Idam Shri Vishnave Namah. Dhyayato Hariti Yad Pita Idam Shri Papam Sapne Drushtva Bhavanat Shri Papan Mujaite Idam Shri Vishnu Upindra Maham Vishnu Pratnat Haram Nityam Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. When people use this samast prayer, and we will use it again on Sunday where we're asking for forgiveness, this is where we are emptying ourselves of sin, but we want to fill ourselves with blessedness. Prem se bolo Shri Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Before we move on, as I said, this katha is a very easy one, before we do, let's chant a little bit as we give these children an opportunity to sing for us, to lead us in bhajan. Little chant, easy chant. And then we will do one, let me say one you, one. And then we'll do some Hawan offerings in the fire using the name of Lord Vishnu. Easy, easy. Sitaram. So everybody looking on, let's join with these children as they've come with their little song, their little bhajan. We'll sing with them, and then we'll do just 27 times the name of Mahavishnu to benefit everybody, and then we'll continue in our next session. Yeah, we'll start ladies first. Any chant you want to chant, love. These people are looking on and they need your support. Help them to sing, and let's all pray together, everybody.
Gananatha Gajavanana Gananatha Miravarana.
See how the kush grass reached there? Thank you. Thank you. Everybody at home, let's sing.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana.
Gananatha Gajavarana.
Gananatha Miravarana. Siddhi Data Shivadanaya.
Siddhi Data Shivadanaya.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana. Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana. Parvati Nandana Bhavaya Manjana. Parvati Nandana Bhavaya Manjana. Parvati Nandana Bhavaya Manjana. Parvati Nandana Bhavaya Manjana. Yuga Yuga Vandana Jai Shri Ganesh. Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana.
Sitaram, Sitaram.
Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana. Gananatha Gajavanana.
Gananatha.
Miravarana. Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana. Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Siddhi Pradayata Gajanana.
Gananatha Gajavanana.
Gananatha.
Miravarana. Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana. Gananatha Miravarana. Gananatha Miravarana. Gananatha Gajavanana. Gananatha Miravarana.
100 marks. Good job. Your turn. We are a little chant. Anything you want to sing.
Pirahan
Go ahead, you're doing it good. Do right now, man. It's just us.
Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. 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 He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki.
Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki.
Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Ram Lakshman Janaki Jai Bolo Hanuman ki. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. Sitaram Jai Sitaram Radhe Shyam Jai Radhe Shyam. Sitaram Jai Sitaram Sitaram Jai Radhe Shyam. Sitaram Jai Sitaram Radhe Shyam Jai Radhe Shyam. Sitaram Jai Sitaram Radhe Shyam Jai Radhe Shyam. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. Raghupati Gava Rajana Padita Pavan Sitaram.
Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavan Sitaram.
Raghupati Gava Rajana Padita Pavan Sitaram.
Raja Ram
Padita Pavan Sitaram. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. Bira Hanumana Ati Baravana Ram Ram Rasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari. He 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 Prabhu Manavasiyari.
Very good. Arun, give you one day, boy, and then we're doing a little hawan before we close this session of Bhagwat.
Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya.
Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya
Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya.
Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya
Rameshwara Shiva Rameshwara Hara Hara Bole Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Someshwara, Shiva Someshwara, 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 Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Jatharara Shiva Jatharara, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Sanskara Shiva Sanskara, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Jatharara Shiva Jatharara, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Sanskara Shiva Sanskara, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Hara Hara Bole, Namah Shivaya. Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. If those of you here in the ashram this morning would like to touch hand as we do some offerings in the fire, using specific names, even if you're sitting for the next session of puja, which we are going to start shortly, please use the opportunity to just touch hand. Children, if all want to touch hand, you can. As those shrotas are going to offer into the fire things specific for this Ekadasi, we are going to use just for time purpose, nothing too long, nothing too drawn out. When sometimes you can't do the 108 in one sitting, a nice little tactic that you could use when called upon to do prayer, or you want to do prayer, do it in multiples of 27. So we are sitting on the bus, we are sitting in the traffic, and I want to say Om Namah Shivaya today, or my Guru Mantra. A nice way that would not put you to sleep or get you too drawn into the prayer. Now time doesn't permit. I have to get out from lunch, etc. Just do 27 times now, we'll do 27 times later, we could do 27 times when you get home from work. Once you make 27 by 4, you have 108. So that's our plan for today. As we chant 27 names of Lord Vishnu, I want everybody to pray. Dear Lord, on this day that comes one day for the year, you've seen it fit to give me the opportunity to be in a place of prayer. A powerful place that takes away the sins. This type of puja on this day, as we are getting ready in a couple of minutes to do Vaman discourse. This is the appropriate discourse for this Ekadasi. Bless me to have the grace, the darshan of having chanted the name or Nam Havan Homa of Mahavishnu. Please accept what I have to offer and bless me. Together, let's say Swaha. For those of you online, let's say Swaha together as well. Om Vishnave Namah Swaha. Om Lakshmi Pataye Namah Swaha. Om Krishnaya Namah Swaha. Om Vaikuntaya Namah Swaha. Om Garudvajaya Namah Swaha. Om Parabrahmanay Namah Swaha. Om Jagannataya Namah Swaha. Om Vasudevaya Namah Swaha. Om Trivikramanaaya Namah Swaha. Om Daityayankataya Namah Swaha. Om Madhur Pave Namah Swaha. Om Santanaya Namah Swaha. Om Sanatanaya Namah Swaha. Om Narayanaya Namah Swaha. Om Parmanabhya Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Parmalochanaya Namah Swaha. Om Rishikeshaya Namah Swaha. Om Suddha Paradhayaye Namah Swaha. Om Madhavaye Namah Swaha. Om Pundarikakshay Namah Swaha. Om Stitikatraya Namah Swaha. Om Parapare Namah Swaha. Om Vanamali Namah Swaha. Om Yagya Bahupaye Namah Swaha. Om Chakrapane Namah Swaha. Om Gadadharaye Namah Swaha. Om Upindra Aye Namah Swaha. Om Shri Keshavaye Namah Swaha. Om Samudramantanaya Namah Swaha. Om Govindaya Namah Swaha. Om Janardhanaye Namah Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Javantam Sarvatu Mukham Narsing Beshanam Bhadram Mrityo Mrite Namostute Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Javantam Sarvatu Mukham Narsing Beshanam Bhadram Mrityo Mrite Namostute Swaha. Om Ugram Viram Mahavishnum Javantam Sarvatu Mukham Narsing Beshanam Bhadram Mrityo Mrite Namostute Swaha. Om Hring Bhatukaya Apdudwaraya Kuru Kuru Bhatakaya Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Bhori Lakshmi Devi Lakshmi Siddhi Karani Mamandapuri Kriyam Swaha. Om Vidyadhyayini Saraswate Namah Swaha. Om Om Hring Bande Shri Mata Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Hring Shashti Devyai Namah Swaha. Om Satakshi Mata Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Gritas Matrika Mata Shanti Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Chausat Jogani Shantipat Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om Sarvasmai Sarva Bijaya Sarva Bhutatmano Pret Shanti Bhyo Namah Swaha. Om, everybody, Bhuda Bhuva Swa. Where you are, let's do jap together. Syadhimahi dhiyo yo na prachodayat swaha. Om Bhuda Bhuva Swa Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat swaha. Om Bhuda Bhuva Swaha Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo yo na prachodayat swaha. Now let's do the final offering for this session. This is where we are saying, dear Lord, we are offering piece of your creation, some of you, to you. Please bless us that we could have you in the form of happiness, grace, peace, energized. Please allow some of your energy to come with us. Om Puranamida Puranamidam Puranata Puranamudakshate Puranasya Purnamadaya Puramameva Vashishyate. Om Puranati Gum Shanti Swaha. Prem se bolo Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. Let's pass water on the fire. Achman 3 times. Sarva papam haram divyam gangeyam nirmalam jalam achmannam maya dattam grahina parameshwaram. Now, fan the smoke. Vanaspati rasau bhuto gandha yoganda uktamam agre sarva devanam Dupoyam Pratigrihatam. Now I'm going to read the Vishnu Stotra we were chanting just now, whilst everybody, those of you on the screen, please bow, take the heat, pass it over your body. Everybody. Hari Om Mangalam Bhagavana Krishna Mangalam Vishwa Jivana Mangalam Madhavo Dhiro Mangalaya Dharanidhara Mangalam Devaki Putro Mangalam Purushottama Mangalam Purusha Vajana Mangala Raghunatho Mangalam Buddho Bandhava Mangala Rukmani Natha Mangalam Shobha Tithau Raksha Mangalaya Tanu Hari. Vishnu Bhagwan ki jai. Take the heat and pass it over your body. If you didn't get a chance, do it now, please. And as you pass it, remember, those of you at home, when you pass it the proper way, pass it on your body and touch the ground in front of you. Let negative go and let positive stay. When we do that shortcut thing where you're just doing this, you're putting, but the negative, we're bare feet, negative has to go to the earth. Let it ground off. So that I feel different, I am different, I can see betterment in my life or my circumstance. When prayer is done properly, you will see change. Let's all stand now as we do our closing arati to sing with these children on this Ekadasi morning. Everybody, please put your hands together, and wherever you are, wherever you're watching me, feel free to sing along and chant. Jai Jai Bhagwat Bhagwan ki
Hey Aarti
Papiyo ko paap se hai
तारती
Jai Bhagwan ki Hey Aarti Papiyon ko paap se तारती ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मोक्ति पंथ ये
पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
जग के मंगल की आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत का भोग मिटाने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला
हे सुख
सुख करनी है दुख हरनी।
ये मधुसूदन की आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से तारती। ये मधुर बोल जग मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
ये मधुर बोल जग पंथ को सन्मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला।
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
श्री राम यही
श्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा की आरती।
Everybody.
पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती। जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती हो पापियों को पाप से है तारती। गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो 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 गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो। हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी।
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी।
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी
हरे हरे कृष्णा
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी
हरे हरे कृष्णा हरे मुरारी।
जय जय गोवर्धन गिरिधारी जय जय गोवर्धन गिरिधारी।
Hare Hare Krishna Hare Murari Hare Hare Krishna Hare Murari Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari Jai Jai Govardhana Giridhari. Dear Lord, this morning, having done this essential katha to complete, to make sure our Bhagwat is whole, it is said that when a person, at a simple explanation, doesn't know what is tomorrow, what showers, what storm is coming tomorrow, if a person depends on you, if a person with faith listening to this katha, where you came in this form, inexplicable, where does a fish get a horn, for example? Prabhu, that if the person listens to this discourse, reads this discourse, allows others to hear this discourse, that type of miracle could come for them as well. That when in dark moments, gloomy moments, God is still capable of working to save a person. Thank you for affording us, those here, those not here, to listen, to learn something, to sing and celebrate on this day, your day. May you please bless us now as we conclude this session before we begin our second session shortly. Tvameva Mata
Sapita Tvameva
Tvameva Bandhuscha
Sakha Tvameva
Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Together. Om Shanti
Shanti
Shanti Hari Om. Prem Sabalo Mahapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Pavanaputra Hanuman ki Jai. Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki Jai. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Satya Sanatan Dharm ki Jai. Jai Jai. Sitaram. Sitaram everybody. Please have your seat. Arti, Prasad, Charan Amrit is coming along. Meals, breakfast this morning prepared. And just now we are going to be continuing with these children. One of the songs that they're going to be singing in our next session, Shankar Teri Jata Mein Behti hai Gangadhara Shankar teri jata mein Behti hai Gangadhara Kali gata hai andar. I'm butchering the people's song. They just tell me I'm butchering the song. The song says, Mahadev Baba, I bow to you. You who had this matted locks, we talked a lot about the hair of Lord Shiva last night. With this hair, O Lord, that has the holy Ganga flowing, you appear like a flash of lightning in my life, bringing brightness, luster, thunder. O Lord, I bow to you. Whoever chants the name of Shiva, no matter how sinful, how many faults they have, may his name wash away those sins and faults. Never forget him and allow that person to cross this ocean of pain and suffering, gaining mukti. In a little bit we start back, everybody. Wonderful having all this morning with me. God bless you wherever you are, and we'll be together soon. Let me pause the live for now, and we'll start back just now.